All right. So today we have lesson 4, but before we start lesson 4, I want to talk about parameters. Okay. So in this lesson, students continue to build skills and develop their familiarity with GameLab by manipulating, meaning changing the width and height of the shapes they use to draw. Then a lesson kicks off with discussions that connect expanded block functionality, different size shapes. So there'll be different size shapes. So far, we've done rectangular shapes and also circular, elliptical shapes. But we also can do polygons like octagon, pentagon. Those are possible too. So what is a parameter? Parameter, it's the property, we can say. For example, if I have a shape, okay, it has several parameters. For example, what are the parameters of the rectangle? It could be height, it could be width, it could be diagonal length, it could be angle, it could be color, and etc. Those are called parameters. So if you look at task number 1 on lesson 4, it is recording. Yeah. So it says you need to do prediction, I believe. Let me go to instructions. Okay, new parameters. So the code below has familiar rectangle block, right? And then additional values part of the block. So we used to have only 2 values, right? This is an X, this 100 is an X, this 100 is a Y. So X and Y basically tell us where on the screen the shape is, right? If you guys turn on the show the grid, this grid we're dealing with width and height. So by changing this X, which is 100 here, and then changing Y, which is 100 as well, we are able to move our shapes around. If my shape is 0 on X, it's going to be here. If I change my X to 100, it's going to shift here. If I change it to 400, it's going to move all the way here. We've done it a couple of times, right? And then the Y section defines how much down it's going to move. If it's 0, it's going to be at the very top. If it's 100, it's going to go down. If it's 400, it's going to go all the way down. And then, as you can imagine, if I change X and Y, my shape is going to be moving around. For example, it will be going diagonally down. Sometimes it's going to be going diagonally up. All right. And then in here, you have to make a prediction. Look at the code with a partner and then discuss what you think it will do. Try to guess how you think the new parameters are changing the way rectangle block will behave. Once you have answer, just write your answers here and just run and see. So what is the behavior? Try to predict. For example, you can predict there is going to be this shape around here, and it's going to be this much height and then this much width, wide, and this much high. And then we also have another rectangle here. So you kind of need to tell me what you're going to see when I run this. But right now we can't see it because you should type your prediction. So it's like a little test. All right, I'm not going to do it. You guys do it. But, all right, so let's move on to 2. So that was task number 1. Please write your predictions here. And then when you run with your predictions, your prediction will be saved. And then it's going to reveal the actual answer. And you can compare. You can't change it after you guys submit it. Moving on to the next step, skill building. You guys remember what this chain means from web design? Do you guys remember? The chain. This icon means that this level is part of a larger project. Whatever you guys do here will be saved for later. You can retrieve it later. You're gonna see it in upcoming levels. So change will be saved across these levels. Now, reading the rectangle size. So 2 new parameters, rectangle block, control the width and height. So you see here, this is X, this is Y, this is width, this is height, right? You can also get more information by placing your mouse pointer on this block and then you see something popped up. So you can also click here, and you see it's a rectangle, X, Y, W, and H. W is width, H is height. You can also click on examples. It's gonna open a new page and give you examples. So please, guys, make it a habit of going and checking the resources, because this is your you're gonna graduate next year, and then if you guys planning to continue your education later, you will be expected to go to the library and do researches on your own. Nobody will sit and tutor you. So that's why, please, when you have the resources like this, make it a habit of checking those. Okay, because college is a very different level. Different. It's not like in high school. In here, you're gonna. All right. So let's move on to the next step. Now, we're gonna look at this and then see. So the following has also been updated with new block that can help you remember what each parameter stands for. So rectangle, X, Y, W, and H. Again, X and Y tells you the coordinates of the upper left corner of your rectangle. Upper left corner, okay? And Y and H define how wide and how high it is going to be. Now I'm gonna run this, and I think I need to fix it. Look, so I have to make this, but in my case, the blue one is taller than red one. So what do you guys suggest to do here? I have blue and I have red. So, yes, Yadira. The H, right? To make it higher, right? So apparently, you see, blue has 200, and then red has 150, which is shorter here. But in reality, red has to be higher than blue one, right? So I'm going to change to something bigger than 200. 200, let's make it 250. And then see how it's going to look after that. And then you see, yes, now red is higher. So it matches, means you are done. Task number 2 is done. They do match, and we click on finish, complete it, and move on to task number 3. Now, instructions, ellipse parameter. So tell me, guys, what are the coordinates of ellipse, X and Y? Which coordinates does the X and Y show for ellipses? You guys remember? For square, it is left upper corner. What about ellipse? What does which part of ellipse does X and Y show? When we do the coordinate, X and Y, which part of ellipse is it, Jason? Do you remember? For square, it's left upper corner. What about ellipse? Ellipse doesn't have corners, right? So what do you, can you guys predict what can it be? X and Y for ellipse circle? Okay, so for ellipses, X and Y, which is these two numbers, they tell you the center of your circle or ellipse. Now, we're gonna run this, and then you see I have the green ellipse, but I'm missing an orange one. So I need to add an orange. So for orange, we have to define where my orange is going to be, the center of my orange. Do you think it can be the same center as the green one? Because they do they overlap the centers of two ellipses? Are they sharing the same center? Yeah, right? All right. Pausing it. Oh, it wasn't recording it. Ah, now it's recording it. So it was task number 3. I think we can do 4 and 5, and we're going to conclude it because we don't have more than 10 minutes. Now, task 4. On task 4, let me do it without the microphone. So sometimes you will want to fill the entire screen with the color. For that, you can use background. It covers everything on the screen with color you choose. So here, guys, you run this, you see, it says fill purple, rectangle, and then I have background, and I have fill blue, and then I have rectangle. So you see, it is in order. So according to this order, I first have a purple rectangle, which I don't see. Why? Because it's behind the background color. So if you want to see that, you have to rearrange it. You have to take this fill, move it down. And then now I have a background. On top of background, I have a rectangle, which is blue, which is small. And I have another rectangle, which is purple, and it's also small. So now I'm going to be able to see both squares. Run it, and there you go. You see, I have two squares. Now, you want to change the color of your background. You can change it by typing, let's say, light green. Let's see if they have this color. And it has to be together. Light green. Reset. Yeah, they have it. So, first the background. And after that, I have fill, which is filling my rectangle with color. And then I have the rectangle itself. Line 5, another fill, which is purple. And I have another rectangle, which is filled with purple color. That was task number 4. So this is the last task for today, task 5. And we're going to do 6 through the rest tomorrow, hopefully. So background. Background will draw on top of everything already in your drawing. So it is important to think about the order of your code. Now, do this. Make the background, black background behind the green circle. So right now, there's no background here. Now we need to add one. So we're going to add the background behind the green circle. To add it to the behind, we need to have your background on the top of your script lines, on the very top. And then change it to black. Okay? And then you run. There is your black background. That's it.